One of the areas where Donald Trump has the most to worry about in terms of investigations of his past activities has to do with tax fraud. And it was made clear just a week ago that some Democrats are going to be focusing on that when AOC asked these questions during the Cohen hearing.
Did the president ever provide inflated assets to an insurance company?
Yes.
Who else knows that the president did this?
Alan Weisselberg, Ron Lieberman, and Matthew Calamari.
And where would the committee find more information on this? Do you think we need to review his financial statements and his tax returns in order to compare them?
Yes, and you'd find it at the Trump org.
Yeah, you're gonna wanna call Ricky Cannoli. Think he can help you with some of that? Anyway, ignoring the weird mafia stuff there, AOC is very clear. She believes that there is strong evidence that Donald Trump has been gaming the system to both, like he's really getting it both ways, to get huge advantages from the overvaluing, but then the undervaluing gives him huge tax advantages. The thing is, that may have paid off for him for a number of years, but it might pay off for the Democrats soon, because very soon after that line of questioning, we're getting more information, not necessarily specifically about overvaluing, but about insurance fraud that might have been perpetrated by Donald Trump. And that has to do with $17 million in insurance payouts that he got back in 2005 for hurricane damage to Mar-a-Lago. That is his private club and the thing that he loves the most in the world, possibly the only thing he loves. The thing is, $17 million, that pays for a lot of damage. But was there damage? Because according to literally everyone in this case, there was at best minimal damage to Mar-a-Lago, which makes you wonder, what was the $17 million for? Did the company know that Donald Trump did not need $17 million for that? So here's Donald Trump explaining why he got the money, why he needed the money, what ended up happening with the money. He says, on the damage done, landscaping, roofing, walls, painting, leaks, artwork in the great tapestries, tiles, Spanish tiles, the beach, the erosion, it's still not what it was. And we continue to spend the money because we continue to suffer the ravages of that hurricane years later. So it wasn't just that it was bad then, it's so bad for Mar-a-Lago, the damage that was done. So, some people, the Associated Press, wanted some information about this. Trump declined to provide them with any records about the insurance claim or answer any specific questions about damage at Mar-a-Lago. And you know that something suspicious is going on when Donald Trump won't answer questions about Mar-a-Lago. He loves talking about that place. The walls, the tiles, the cakes. Now what's interesting is that other people in the area at the time do not recall any significant damage being done by any hurricanes. His longtime butler, Anthony Senecal, said, that house has never been seriously damaged. I was there for all of them. And just 2 weeks after the hurricane that led to this $17 million insurance payout, he hosted 370 guests at Mar-a-Lago for the wedding of his son, Don Jr. Wedding photographs by Getty Images showed the house, pools, cabanas, and landscaping seemingly in good repair. So once again, Don Jr. is gonna ruin everything for Donald Trump. So we have more, which we'll get into, but
okay.
What does your gut say? Is there any chance that he was perpetrating fraud?
Well, there's a very good chance, because also if we talk about other parts of the Cohen testimony, he mentioned how Trump was laughing at times when he got such a payback from his taxes, and he goes, "Can you believe they would let me get this much back?" He seemed to revel in being able to get over as far as getting money back from entities that he doesn't deserve it from. So it goes in line with that, first of all. But then secondly, the fact that there's no cooperation in providing evidence as to why it happened. If you have an insurance claim on your car because you got into a fender bender or someone rear-ended you, there's a thing on everyone's insurance that says no matter what accidents you're involved in, do not claim responsibility, because we're here to make sure nobody gets paid. Insurance companies are out to make sure people don't get paid, and they will investigate the hell out of you until they find out that they don't deserve to give you anything that you paid for. So if they're looking to investigate if the claim is real and you don't want to provide the information, that's a sign that you're probably up to something. But for some reason, this guy his entire life has been able to get away with these things over and over and over again. And the reason I brought back the Cohen thing about getting certain taxes back is he's so used to it, and people have always allowed him to do it. That's the way he operates now. Yeah. So I do think it has some basis in reality, But the way to disprove all of us haters is to give us the information, and we'll stop talking.
Yeah, just show, you got invoices for all the workers who came in to do all that repair and everything. Very clear, you made purchases of new landscaping stuff and tiles and tapestries and everything.
The butler must hate you, right? He must be a disgruntled employee
exactly.
to keep saying all these horrible things about you.
Yeah, well, I don't discount that possibility. Imagine being Donald Trump's butler. That would just be hell. But this is serious. Now look, we have some more information we're gonna get to, but I just want to quickly acknowledge, I don't believe that a single Trump voter is gonna care about this. And look, the thing is, like if you try to make the case to people that this guy ripped off an insurance company, many people will be like, I want to rip off an insurance company, sure. I get that. He also, of course, avoided paying taxes in a number of different areas, but most people don't care about that either. They don't want to pay taxes. So I get that. It would be great if we could get people to take seriously just rampant criminality, but we've moved on from that. It's not gonna happen. Only some portion of the country is actually gonna care about that. Still, there should be consequences if you break the law. And I'm just so excited that AOC and her staff are on these sorts of issues. So this is the result of an AP analysis, but I know that continued hearings are gonna turn up more and more cases like this. It's gonna be an absolute disaster for Donald Trump. I also just wanna mention, so more evidence that this was $17 million were not actually spent. The only permits that appeared hurricane related in the wake of that disaster were $3,000 in repairs to storm damaged outer lighting and the vacuuming of sand from the property's beachfront pool. Likewise, records of the city's Landmarks and Preservation Commission reflected no repair work conducted following the 2004 and 2005 hurricane season. So, okay, maybe they spent $3,000 out of the 17 million. What's that, a quarter? So still significant. And the thing is, you might say, well, maybe they didn't have to file the paperwork for everything, but it turns out that might actually even be worse. So under local rules, major repairs would have required Trump to request a permit and pay permit fees. It's possible someone could perform such work without permits, avoiding as much as almost $500,000 in fees, but that would have likely been illegal itself. So it looks like one way or another, laws were likely broken. But maybe we'll find out. Maybe he'll provide documentation to clear his good name.
When you have a mountain of illegality for your entire life, it's hard to keep up with it. We've said it many times. So if there's so many things that he can be exposed on, that they're like, okay, so fine, you skirted the rules as far as getting something done, and you just took in the money, illegal. Then you didn't file, I guess, put forward the repairs that you would have done, also illegal, and you're avoiding fees. There's always something. So once your excuse comes to light, your excuse is also a bad one because that was also wrong to do as well. And it's hard to keep up. This can easily be swept under the rug because people will say, weren't we supposed to be talking about Russian conspiracy and collusion? But there's so many things that he's done that are wrong. Why can't we focus on all of it?
Yeah, it's been my position for a long time that Donald Trump breaking a whole bunch of different laws in different areas is more of a problem for him than it is for me. I know not everyone agrees on that.
Thanks for watching this free clip of the Young Turks. Don't forget to become a TYT member today. For more exclusive content, join now at tyt.com/join.